Catholics are practicing religious penance 1 week prior to Easter. And what they do, and this is not the general public, it's a small group of people, is they walk through the streets with 66-pound crosses on their backs in the sweltering heat while they are whipping one another on the back. And this is their way of paying for their sins and basically getting Jesus and God to forgive them. So here's some images of it. Now,
That's badass, man. That looks like some serious stuff going on there.
Now, I want to note that this is something that the Catholic Church has told them not to do. They're like, stop doing this. We are not supportive of this, but they continue to do it anyway. Cenk, go ahead. I want to hear your take on this. By the way, they walk for about 4 to 5 hours in the scorching sun.
All right, so, look, what's my take on this? Of course you know what it is. Absurd. It's absurd. But it's not just Filipinos, and Anna's right, of course, not all Filipinos, but it is a cultural thing. It's interesting because this must be something that's in us to some degree, this desire to do this. Opus Dei also does it, they're also Catholics, but Shia Muslims do it as well. The reason that they whip themselves is that they are mad at themselves for not having been there in a battle that happened approximately 1,500 years ago, and they feel that they let their leader down. And they're like, I'm so sorry, Ali, for not being there. Which, you know, unless they invented some sort of time machine would be a little hard, but apparently they've missed that boat.
None of this makes sense. I don't know.
Of course it doesn't make sense. But that's the beauty of religion. It doesn't have to make sense. But there's something, and remember, we used to do the human sacrifices, etc. So I'm not blaming it on religion. There's some internal need, apparently, of humans to punish themselves. And you know, the old jokes about Catholics feeling so guilty, Jews feeling so guilty. You see it in the movies all the time. And you know, it also applies to me. When I was religious, when I was younger, now I was never a fundamentalist, but I was a little religious. I would think, yeah, oh my God, you know.
Would you be a bad boy and need to be punished? Is that what would happen?
Perhaps that might have worked out well for me. Unfortunately, that never happened, right? But like, I would think like, oh, it's my fault. Oh my God, you do God, oh Allah, and stuff. Okay, now, but seriously, like, there's this weird fixation that human beings have to punish themselves.
Yeah, it's
and they
so
feel
strange.
like it absolves them of all the things that they have done wrong. It's partly like a way of hating yourself, and it's the insecurity. And people punish themselves in a lot of different ways. Like, for example, gambling addicts. They punish themselves by losing all their money because they don't think they're worth the money, right? And so this is another way that is manifest, and it's a fascinating part of humanity.